Hey guys, I logged back out and coming back in. So just bear with me for a minute while I get set up again. Thanks. Okay, I'm not sure if anybody's picking this up. If you're out there, can you let me know? We'll give it a couple of minutes, okay? Hey Jennifer, how are you? Just checking to see if anybody's out there. If you can hear me, let me know if you can hear me. We're just going to wait a couple of minutes and let people log in. So we shall give it a couple of minutes. Hi Diana, how are you? Good. We're going to give it a couple of minutes, let people get logged in, and we'll get started. Okay. So can you guys hear me? Great. Excellent. We'll just wait a few minutes. Great. Thank you. We're going to wait a few minutes, let some people log in, and then we'll go ahead and get started. Okay. So just bear with me while I bring a few more people in. Let's see. Be with you guys in just a second. Just getting some more people in here. Okay. Just what? Couple of more minutes. Just a couple more minutes. If you're out there, let me know you're out there. Even if I can't see you, just let me know you're out there, and then we will go ahead and get started. Okay. Just a couple more minutes. Hey Martin. Let me see. Um, Okay, guys, you know what? It's 8. Let me see, what is it? It's 8:05, so we gave it 5 minutes, and I'm actually gonna go ahead and get started. Okay. So listen, how's everybody doing today? I know today is a little somber, and we're gonna talk about that at the end of the broadcast. So welcome everybody. For those of you who do not know me, my name is Tom Waters, motivational speaker from Waters Speaks, and welcome to my Facebook Live weekly motivational moment. Um, I know it's been a hard couple of days since yesterday and today, and I actually spent some time, and I'll talk about that at the end of the broadcast. But I want to thank you guys for joining me tonight. And why don't we just, if you could do me a favor, just share the video. I'd really appreciate it. And we're going to go right into tonight's topic. So tonight's motivation is entitled, Do the Work. And I'll repeat that again. Tonight's motivation is entitled, Do the Work. Ladies and gentlemen, we are in the first month of 2020. And as I said last week and probably the end of last year is, by now we've written down our goals, we've got our vision, we can see where we want to go, we can see what we want to accomplish in 2020. Well, now that we've done all those type of things, ladies and gentlemen, now it's time to actually do the work. We see a lot of people, once again I say, we make these goals, we write these things down, but we can't stop right there. Now is the actual time to dig your heels in and actually do the work that is needed in order to bring your dream or your vision to life. You just can't stop with a dream. You just can't stop with a vision. You just can't stop with the goal. You've got to actually do the work. And now, because we are here in January, now is the time to do the actual work. Whatever that work might be. The work that we have to do is different for everybody based upon what you're trying to achieve in 2020. For example, if you're trying to lose weight this year, if that's one of your big things that you want to do this year is lose weight, you got to do the work. That means you got to watch your eating. You probably need to get some exercise, maybe go to the gym. That is work. That's the type of work that you have to do. If you're looking to write a book this year, then you got to start researching depending upon the type of book you want to write. But most important of all, you have to write. You see, ladies and gentlemen, doing the work is crucial. We are never going to get from point A to point B, or we're never going to get from the point of visualization to realization if we don't actually do the work. There is no way that your dream is going to happen if you don't physically take the time to figure out what you need to do and then start doing that. And a lot of times people get stuck with just these great ideas. Ideas are great, but if you don't have the fortitude, if you don't have the mindset that now we're in the first month of the year and you should already be doing the work right now. You should have already started doing the work that you need to do to bring whatever you said you want to happen in 2020 to make it happen. It's real simple. Do the work. As I said a few minutes ago, the work that we need to do is different for everybody. My goals for 2020, my plans for 2020 are different than yours. But you still have to do the work. You got to identify what that work is, and then you have to start doing it. All successful people only became successful because they realized, number one, that they had to do the work. They figured out what that type of work they had to do. And then here's the kicker. They consistently did the work. So a lot of people don't have a problem starting the work, but somewhere along the line, they're not consistent with it. And I'm going to tell you why. When things don't happen like we think they're supposed to happen or in the time frame it's supposed to happen, we get depressed, we get discouraged, and we stop doing the work. Let me give you a piece of advice. Let me share something with you. I left my corporate America job in April of 2018. I started speaking in about July of 2018, and I have been doing the work ever since. And now, here we are in 2020, and I'm actually starting to see some of the fruits of my labor, or some of the fruit of me actually doing the work to get to where I want to go to. I've had some disappointing moments. I've had some setbacks. But at the end of the day, I still press on to do the work. And that's what you have to do. We get focused on too many other things and we get distracted. And I'm going to tell you the number one reason why people don't get the work done. I'm going to tell you what it is. It's money. Money is the number one reason why people do not get the work done. Because a lot of business people who started a business, entrepreneur, got a side hustle, whatever that may be, if they don't see money coming in the first year or two, they give up. But the reality is, ladies and gentlemen, any business person will tell you, a good business person will tell you, it takes either at least 5 years to really start bringing some money in, unless you got one of those phenomenal ideas. But in that time period, you still have to do the work. And if you're only doing your vision for the money, then you should probably shift and do something else. Because if the only driving factor of why you want to do what you're doing is just for the money only, and I'm not knocking the money because I'm trying to make the money as well, but if that's your only motivation, I guarantee you, if you don't make it in the time frame you think you're supposed to, you're going to stop. Money cannot be the only driving factor for you. You've got to continue to do the work. You see, I don't understand people. This is the day and age where we're talking about being entrepreneurs or having a side hustle. That's the big thing right now. Everybody wants to be an entrepreneur or everybody wants a side hustle. I don't knock entrepreneurship. I don't knock side hustle or an additional stream of income. But what I knock is to be real with yourself. Because I said it last year in one of my sessions, everybody is not cut out to be an entrepreneur, to work for themselves, and for this one reason only. They're not willing to do the work. I have to get myself up out of bed every day, and I've got to press myself to do whatever I set to do that day. That is me doing the work. There's nobody calling me. There's nobody forcing me to do it. Excuse me, if I don't do it, it does not happen. That's what I mean by doing the work. And if you're not willing to do the work, if you're not motivated to do the work, then nothing's going to happen. And being an entrepreneur might not be the best thing for you. So you got to realize, see, this is what I tell you, you have to be honest with yourself. Are you that person? Are you the one that's willing to do the work? Can you depend upon yourself? Can you be consistent and push and hustle when nobody is pushing you? See, when we're working for somebody else, we all got a boss, we got deadlines, all this kind of thing. But when you become your own boss, you're the one that's driving it. Can you be consistent? Better yet, can you do the work on a consistent basis? And are you willing to hang in there until you start seeing the fruits of your labor, whatever that might be? If your goal is to lose 10 pounds this year, well, it's January 27th. I promise you, you haven't lost 10 pounds yet. And if you have, please call me. I need your secret. But are you willing to put in the work this year to lose those 10 pounds? That's what I'm talking about. Are you committed? So we got to be committed to our dreams. We got to be committed to our vision. We said we want to do these things. We've talked about doing them, but now is the time to put in the work. I'm going to use the late Kobe Bryant as an example. Kobe Bryant truly believed in putting in the work. Ever since he was a little boy, he had a vision and a dream of being a basketball player. But not just a basketball player, a phenomenal basketball player. And he put in the work. He did. Consistently, he put in the work to become one of the greatest basketball players of all time. He put in the work. He sacrificed. He believed in himself, and he consistently put in the work till he got to be where he is and where he was. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the kind of dedication you're going to need if you're going to be a success, if you're going to make your dream come true. My desire to be a motivational speaker, a well-known motivational speaker, requires that I put in the work for that. Every day, even if I don't have a meeting with somebody, even if I don't have an appointment, even if I'm not actually out there training or teaching, I am still putting in the work. I'm still doing research. I'm still reaching out to people. It's putting in the work. If you're not going to put in the work, why bother? Why bother? You're just wasting your time. So you have to decide. Only you can decide. Are you really dedicated? Are you really serious about bringing your dream to fruition this year? Because we're in January now. And if you have not started putting in the work, you need to ask yourself, are you going to put in the work? Are you going to do it? Is it important to you? Don't expect anybody else to believe in your dream and believe in you if you don't believe in yourself. And then if you have not given them any reason to. Because the reality is that, so many people talk about doing something, at some point we get tired of hearing it. I really believe in less talk and more work. I like the quiet moves. I try to make a lot of quiet moves when you really don't know what I'm doing, but then when I tell you what I've done or the success I've had, it says to you, he's been working. He's been working. We're so caught up in social media right now where we've got to broadcast every move that we're making or every step that we're taking. But are you actually doing the work, and is it actually benefiting you? So you can't believe everything you read on social media. Sometimes it's just best to keep quiet and let people see what your fruits of your labor and what you're doing. Are you willing to do the work? It's going to require work. It's going to require some days that you can't go out with your friends. Some days you got to be focused. Some days you can't spend your money on frivolous things. You might need that. I sacrifice my money. I sacrifice my time in order to bring my dreams to life. I have two businesses, my motivational speaking business and my nonprofit business. And I'm willing to put my own money, and I do on more than one occasion, to make sure that the things that I've set for those businesses happen, because that's what you have to do. That is a part of doing the work. I had an event on Saturday for my nonprofit. I didn't charge anybody for it, but I had to pay for the refreshments, I paid for the wristbands, I paid for some of the other giveaways we gave away, but that was me doing the work. And you have to be willing to do the work. If you're not going to do the work, then why bother? Then why bother? If you're not going to do the work, then why bother? You have to be willing to do the work. And that's what I came on here to tell you tonight, ladies and gentlemen, and to ask you the question, are you willing to do the work? We're in 2020. What you going to do? Or are you going to be at the same spot this time next year talking about what you want to do? Be a if I could have, would have, should have person? Or are you going to be here this time next year and say, I put in the work and I can see some rewards? I want you to be the latter. I want you all to be the person that says, you know what? I put in the work. I heard what he said. I put in the work and now I see some rewards. Even if the rewards are small, at least you can say, but I see things are happening. See, I can see things are happening now because I put in the work the past year and a half. I can. I see progress because I took the time and take the time to put in the work for what I said I wanted to do. It's not peachy keen every day. It's not every day is roses. Some days are frustrating. But nevertheless, I refuse to stop because I've decided what I want to do. And I want you to do the same thing. Plain and simple, be willing to put in the work. So that's my motivational moment for tonight, entitled Put in the Work. I hope you ask yourself this question. Are you putting in the work? Are you willing to put in the work? And I actually hope that you've already started putting in the work. And if not, it's not too late. It's just January. You got plenty of time to put in the work. Whatever that work is for you, because the work is different for everybody. Depending upon what you're trying to accomplish this year is where the work is. And I'll make it so simple. Let's say you get married this year. Are you putting in the work to make sure that your wedding is a success? See, everything that we do, we got to put in the work before we get there. That's what I'm trying to say to you. Are you putting in the work? So listen, let me say a couple of things. As we all know, we were all deeply saddened about the untimely and unexpected death of Kobe Bryant, his daughter, as well as the other 7 people who lost their lives yesterday. For 9 people to lose their life at one time unexpectedly, it's been hard for me to wrap my head around it. And I'm not really a sports guy like that, but I'm a person. And I can't imagine what their families are going through right now. I can't imagine the amount of pain that their wives and husbands and mothers and fathers must be feeling to lose more than one loved one on the same day. I can't imagine. But at the same time, I think it's something that we all need to remember. Ladies and gentlemen, I say it all the time. Life is very, very, very short. You cannot hold on to anger or grudges with anybody, especially a loved one or family or friend. You got to find a way to make it right, because you never know when is the last time you're going to talk to them or see them. Try not to walk out the door in anger in the morning with your kids, because you don't know if you're going to make it back home or if your kids are going to make it back home. The last word that you should be saying to anybody is, I love you. Do not let your anger control you so much that you leave your day, your kids are mad, and you are mad, or your spouse is mad. The last thing, if they hear anything from you, should be, I love you. because we don't know what the day holds. We don't know what tomorrow brings. And if we learn anything from what happened yesterday, love is the most important thing. I appreciate that we all have our goals. I appreciate we all have our visions. I just told you, you got to do the work. But if you're going to do the work, make sure you're doing the work on your family. Make sure you're doing the work on your loved ones, your spouses. Because if you got to do the work there. You have to. Don't harbor anger for so long, because if something happens, you'll never be able to fix it. So that's what I'm going to say about that as far as Kobe Bryant goes. So let me tell you some other things that's going on with me right now. I have managed to secure a huge sponsorship with Cigna, the health insurance company. I have managed to secure a huge sponsorship deal with them. They're going to sponsor me to do my Boom Baby Boom presentations throughout the city of Philadelphia. So when I say I am excited, I am extremely excited. A representative happened to come to my presentation back in September. She loved it. We've been talking, so I'm doing the finishing paperwork to send to them, but we're going to move forward, and I'm going to be doing my Boom Baby Boom presentation. See, that's what I'm talking about, doing the work. I have been doing the work for months now, and I can finally see some of the fruits of my labor. I met somebody on Saturday who happened to be looking for a speaker, so I have to call her and see what she's talking about and see if we can do something together. Ladies and gentlemen, it takes time. It takes time. Don't be in such a rush. But if you believe in what you're doing and if you trust God, it will happen in the appointed time. So I'm extremely excited. And I share these things with you, not boasting. I share these things with you so that you can understand that all the things I've been telling you the past year and a half actually work, because I have to do the same thing that I tell you. I have to do the work like I tell you to do the work. This is not something I'm just telling you to do and I'm doing something completely different. But I promise you that if you have a dream, you have a vision, you have a goal, if you stick to it, if you believe into it, and you pray over it, and you just trust in yourself and trust in God, I promise you, the doors will open at the appointed time, and you will reap the rewards. But you got to stay faithful, you got to stay committed, and you got to do the work. And like I said to you earlier, if money is your only driving factor for what you want to do, you might be wanting to do something else. Because money is not going to come overnight. It is not. I've been doing this for almost 2 years now, and I'm finally starting to see the light where I'm starting to make some money. Not the money that I plan on making, but I'm starting to make some money. You got to hang in there, ladies and gentlemen. You got to be committed. You got to be determined. So I'm very excited. So I'm doing that. So I'm working on that, getting that stuff back to Cigna so we can wrap this deal up. I'm actually going to do, I'm hosting another How to Reinvent Yourself presentation. I'm looking to do it next month or March. I just have to check my schedule because I got a few things going on right now. But if you didn't come last year when I did How to Reinvent Yourself, it's the perfect time to come out so you can let me show you how to reinvent yourself. We all need to reinvent ourselves from time to time. Reinvention is just simply changing the way we thought and thinking and the way we're doing things. I got this great presentation. It got great reviews. So I'm coming back to do it again. So I'll let you know the date probably by next week and where we're going to be at. So look forward to that. I'm working on a workshop that I'm going to do probably in May. It's on goals. Because I've come to realize in so much conversation, a lot of people really don't know how to write goals and what a good goal looks like and how to maintain those goals. So I'm going to do a workshop on how to actually write your goals and track your goals. So look forward to that. Water Speaks will be doing that probably around May or June, depending upon the schedule, okay? So those are some of the things that I have going on. I think Saturday I'm probably going to pick up and do my monthly Q&A session, Water Speaks Q&A session. So I will send that information out, but I think I'm free Saturday morning. If you're not familiar with those, I generally try to do it once a month, what's called Water Speaks Q&A, and I pick a topic and I start talking about the topic, and then people chime in on Facebook Live, ask questions, and we have conversation. I encourage you to get your coffee, tea, donut, whatever you need, and sit in for the Q&A. It's always very, very beneficial. We learn a lot. I learn a lot because I like the interaction. So look for that because I do plan on doing that this Saturday, as long as nothing comes up to interrupt my schedule. So that's what I have going on right now. My nonprofit event on Saturday was a success. It really was. The men were encouraged. It was a great success. So I'm moving on to the next thing for Men with Vision, which is the name of my nonprofit. I'm moving on to the next session, which will actually be in March. So stay tuned for more information about that. I've actually started reaching out to people to be a part of that discussion because it's going to be a little different than what I did on Saturday. And ladies, let me say this to you, because I get this a lot with my nonprofit Men with Vision, because we're focused so much on men because we really need to. But sometime this year, we're going to host an event, a learning event, and we're actually going to invite women as well. So don't feel left out. We're going to do something where everybody can come at least once this year. Because my vision and my focus and what God has given me is specifically for men. But one time this year, we're going to do something. We're going to teach something, have a workshop or something where I'm going to open it up to everybody, okay? So stay tuned for that. So it's me doing the work. At the end of the day, that's what I'm doing. I'm doing the work. I'm doing the work on 3 different angles. My nonprofit, my speaking business, and my church. Because I'm very involved in my church, and the work that I do there is as important to me as everything else that I do. So therefore, ladies and gentlemen, it's just important that you learn to do the work. Balance your time out, but do the work, because you will only see success if you're willing to put in the effort. If you're not willing to put in the effort, you have no right to expect success. You have no reason to. You gotta be willing to put in the work. So as I always say to you before I close, do me a favor, take care of yourself. Please take care of yourself. It's cold and flu season. I've been fighting the cold for about 2 weeks. It's getting better, at least I think it is. Take care of your physical body. Take care of your mental health. Because a lot of people are depressed, sad, whatever. Take care of your mental health. Please make sure you're taking care of your family, your husband, your wife, your children, your parents. Make sure you're taking care and looking in on them. And finally, ladies and gentlemen, the one thing that I always put on here on Monday night is that if you do not have a relationship with Jesus Christ, it is imperative. And if yesterday did not show you anything, it is imperative that we don't know when our time is up. But the one thing we can all know is where we are going when our time is up. So I just encourage you that if you do not, please give your life to Christ, get a relationship with God, and let him guide you the way that he wants you to go. Okay, because this is my Facebook Live, so I can say what I want to say in that respect there. So listen, thank you so much for joining me. Another Monday. Like I said, look for me on Saturday for a Q&A. I'll post the topic. You can come in your pajamas, come in your robe, get your coffee, tea. We'll sit down. We'll start at 9 o'clock. We'll talk for an hour, and we'll just go for it. I'm going to do another keynote speech probably next month, so stay tuned for that. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, what I'm trying to show to you is this is me doing the work. Because see, by me doing the work, people are actually noticing now. Me being consistent, coming on here on Facebook Live, me going out to events and hosting events, people are actually noticing what I do now and what I can do. But it will not happen if I don't do the work. And it will not happen for you if you don't do the work. But if you do the work, I promise you, you will see a return. So thank you so much for joining me. Please be safe out there. I'm going to actually set this back up again and a watch party. So for those who just came on and didn't catch the whole thing, you can catch on the watch party. Do me a favor and share. I'm taking bookings right now for speaking engagements or trainings, because I'm also a phenomenal trainer. I was a corporate trainer for 20-some years. So I'm taking engagements right now. So if you need somebody to come speak to your organization, just hit me up at T Waters, that's TWATERSSPEAKS at gmail.com, or you can send me a message, a DM directly on my through Messenger. And if you know me personally, you can just call me, okay? If you have my phone number, you can just call me. I do want to shout out one person tonight, and that is my phenomenal coach, Michelle Snow. Yesterday was her birthday, so I just want to say happy birthday to Michelle Snow. If you don't know Michelle Snow, you should get to know Michelle Snow. She is a phenomenal coach. She has been guiding me for almost 2 years now. And on our weekly calls or bi-weekly calls, she's always got another level that she wants me to go to. And I just called her to say hello to her today and to recap the weekend. And we were on the phone for about 20 minutes. And she was telling me, I did this good, I did that good, but you need to think about this, you need to think about that. It's worth the investment. It's worth the investment to me because she gives such great advice. So yesterday was her birthday, so I just want to say happy birthday to Michelle Snow. I thank you guys once again for spending your Monday night with me. It really means a lot to me that you think I have something important to say. And people are actually listening. I can't tell you, I really can't tell you how I'm feeling right now that people are listening to what I have to say. People are calling me. I walked up to the street. I watched your video. You really encouraged me. I'm doing some of the steps that you told me. That is very, very, very encouraging to me. So if I can do it, you can do it. Be willing. Are you willing to put in the work? That's what I'm going to leave you with tonight. God bless you. Look for me on Saturday morning. And if not, then Lord willing, I will see you next Monday night at the same time. Do me a favor and share the video. Do me a favor and put a comment in there. You like the presentation, something stuck with you. Anything that I can use to put on my website. So thank you very much. And until we get together again, thank you.